Hey, and I'm Mr. New Dad, and tonight is day number 28 of my 100-day challenge of going live. And tonight we're talking about another great topic that someone asked about, and it's something that I actually have a lot of experience in, and it's something that it kind of is um, the point of all of this. I am Mr. New Dad, and that's really about having community. One of the things that I have noticed in the last several years, and especially since becoming a new dad, is that no one seems to be focusing on dads. Yet we know the significance of of a dad, of a present dad, and what he can do and the impact he can have on a child's life. And so that's why I kind of started this whole speaking, Mr. New Dad, and getting people informed and talking about having community and talking about these things that I have gone through. I've prepared, but also things that I've noticed since becoming a new dad. And it seems like it's something that a lot of men who either have gone through this season or who are going through this season have certainly agreed with, and they are um, sharing all the same things that I'm sharing with. I'm just willing to talk about it. So tonight I'm calling this "Don't Go at It Alone." Um, Nobody does anything great alone. We all know that. If you want to achieve anything, or if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big believer of that philosophy. And so when I think about um, being a dad and learning how to be a dad and going in that new dad season, it's extremely important to have people around you that you can go through this journey, this transition. Uh, it's important to have a group of guys that you can go through that journey with you or alongside you. Um, I call that my inner circle. I have about 7 different men in my life that has access to me. I used to have a pastor that used to say that you should always have 3 men in your life who have complete access to you. They can call you anytime. They can ask you any questions. They can hold you accountable. They can speak into any area of your life. And so I'm a big fan of that because I've witnessed that in personal growth and personal success, and I'm a big believer of having an inner circle. And what I'm speaking about tonight specifically is if you are that new dad who is going through this season, is the importance of having a few close friends, other men, other dads who are a couple years ahead of you, or they may be a few years down the road from you, but they're usually just a few steps ahead of you, and they can pour into you, they can mentor you, they can pray with you, they can give you that guidance because they have gone through that season themselves, and they know the challenges of becoming a dad. It also really speaks to having a mentor or at least a group of mentors that you can get advice from. It's a different kind of relationship than having um, that type of relationship with your wife. Uh, when you have a group of close friends around you, you can talk about things that you think about, or things that you're struggling with, or things that you'd like to talk about. Having a group of like-minded men or people who have been down the same path. Excuse me, I'm just going to turn on the chat. All right. Um, what was I talking about? Of having those groups of other men who you can go through life with is extremely valuable. And like I said, I have um, 7 different guys that I do life with. They have access to me at any one time, but then also I can go to them and talk to them about the things that I'm struggling with, or even they may not be things that you're struggling with, but you just want to like talk about. It's that added benefit of having people in your life that you can talk to about those things. Why is this so important? Why is it important to have a group of like-minded men or a group of having an inner circle? Well, studies have shown that you're the result of the five closest people to you. So think about that. Who are you doing life with? Especially as you become a new dad, who are you surrounding yourselves with? Are you still hanging out with your buddies who are single going to the bar? Are they really going to add a whole lot of value to you? I'm not saying in those friendships, but think about who is pouring into your life, who is pouring into your manhood, your business, your fatherhood, or that image of the dad that you want to become. Who is contributing to your growth? And it's a very important question to ask, because think about the men that you give yourself access to, and why. Why are you seeking that out? Think about what they can possibly offer to you, especially when you're considering, um, going through this season alone. You should never go through any season alone, especially when you're becoming a dad or any type of significant event. This actually comes out of a leadership model that I teach. It's the same philosophy of having an inner circle. It's the same principle, but the principle is basically who is in your inner circle, who is pouring into your growth and development, who is adding value to you, and how are you contributing to that group? Um, let's see. So my question to you tonight is, do you have an inner circle? And especially if you're a new dad or you're about to become a new dad, who are you currently doing life with? Think about the different men in your life that that you hang out with. Who do you go to the gym with? Who do you do life with? And if you need to change that, I will tell you one thing: there are many men out there who would be willing to pour into you, or at least have coffee with you once or twice a month. Whether it's a pastor, whether it's someone you meet at the gym, or someone 10, 20 years older than you. People want to share their story, and they certainly want to help a younger dad go through that season. And that's why everyone that I've been meeting lately, the first thing they ask me is like, "Oh, how are you? What are you learning in this season?" I always say, "Well, I'm a new dad," and every guy's like, "Oh, I know what you're going through." And so it kind of opens a door to, really, because I'm dealing with this. Have you ever dealt with this, or how did you get over that? And immediately the conversation turns into one of value, where he is just pouring into me, and I'm having this great conversation. And so don't be afraid to have those conversations, because they can lead to that inner circle, or that addition to your inner circle that you may need. It could be family. It could be um, it could be anybody. The point is, are you looking for it? And it's one of the things that, when I think about having an inner circle, especially in this time that I'm in, it's so valuable, because, like I said, of those seven men that meet with me, um, two of them I hear from at least once a week. One guy I talk to probably text daily. Another guy will just call me randomly or FaceTime me and just say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How's life, or what are you learning?" And he probably does that weekly, and I don't mind it, because it's a 5 or 10 minute phone call, and it usually adds so much value to me, or it's an opportunity for me to vent. It's an opportunity for me to talk, ask him a question, or, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or, "Have you dealt with this?" And then the other four or five guys I meet with regularly on a monthly basis. And so the point is, I was intentional about creating those groups and giving permission to those people to pour into me. And so they're out there. You just have to go out and find them. So I'd like to hear from you. If you have an inner circle, where did you find those men? Where did you find those people? And I'd love to hear some of those answers and share with the people who are watching this, because it's one of the things that I have found that a lot of men, particularly, ask is, where and how do you find your inner circle? So I'd love to pose the question to the audience here who's watching this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And so I'm just going to check I don't know why my chat feature is not working tonight, but I'm going to check to see if anybody has any comments. So 1 second. Um, uh, Social media groups is one. Facebook is another. I know I'm in a number of different groups, and I've met friends, and I am friends with people today that I've never met, but I've had phone call conversations too. That's a great way to meet people. Um, it's a way. The gym, that's another. You shared that like-minded. Another great example. Church, men's groups, those are all great examples. So I know there are four examples right there. So if you're looking for that, or if you're thinking about that, just I hope that was helpful tonight and helpful to you. Regardless of the season of life that you're in, don't do it alone because it's not fun. And I believe that we're all meant to grow and develop, and it's certainly a lot better when you have people to do it with. So I hope this was helpful. And until tomorrow, have a great night. Be awesome. Be well. Take care.